All right, welcome to Dark Moon in Taurus Circle. I see all familiar names, so I don't have to introduce myself, so which makes it a little bit easier. Lovely to see you, Tammy, Christina, and Kim. Okay. All right, we'll take a moment to settle in, gather your supplies, make sure you have good 1 hour dedicated to this circle, and you have your journal, your anchor piece, your sacred space ready for your experience. And I'm going to Yeah, I want to check in with you. Probably I know the answer for some of you, but do you work with the dark phase of the moon, moon cycle? Is this something you have been doing it recently, or you are curious? This is your first time. I know I've seen some of you beautiful sisters here before, so it may not be the first time for you to work with a dark moon cycle. So I'm just curious to gauge everyone's understanding. So, in our time together, welcome sisters once again. We will indulge in some contemplation. We will reflect upon the dark feminine energy of the Taurus in itself. And there will be some sharing space, and we'll do an embodiment practice. You will have time to go within and check in, and I will also do an oracle reading towards the end. Before we begin, and I want to ask these questions for those of the sisters who will be watching the replay as well. Um, Let me know if any one of you have heavy Taurus energy in their charts. If you know, if it is in your sun sign or your moon sign or a rising sign, because then this energy is especially affecting you in a heightened way. So I'm curious if any one of you, your Venus is in Taurus, yeah, in your chart. Great. Thanks for sharing that, Kim. So, yeah, I like to always begin with this aspect of, every time when we work with a new lunar cycle and the energy present, the zodiac, the astro energy present, this is the energy that is present. Different energies are present during different times of the lunar cycle. And the fact is that it is present. Now, our choice is to tune into or not. And what I see is that you don't have to know a lot about, all these, Aries, Taurus, Gemini, and all of these energies. You don't have to know a lot, but as long as you, on a monthly basis, on a moon cycle basis, allow yourself to align. You pick up some cosmic energies here and there. What you are doing is you are just adding much more of cosmic force to your intention. So I like to say this, that there are cosmic energies, universe telling me to focus on a particular thing during the lunar cycle rather than feeling overwhelmed or confused with my intention setting, my manifesting, and what needs releasing, and all of that. So this is why those energies, knowing a little bit and diving into those energies really help us to um, go into that introspection space from with some kind of foundation. So, which is why we are discussing Taurus energy here, and the dark moon is pretty much illuminating us, those special energies related with the Taurian energy for us to look into. So before we begin, I want to also put in the, okay, I see some people joining. Thank you, Christina. So there's a difference between the dark moon and the new moon, and it has been interchangeably used, which I find it very confusing for those who are new to this phase. So basically, the dark moon phase of the lunar cycle is the time 3 days before the new moon, and it goes until 2 days after the new moon. So the dark moon cycle kind of includes the new moon window as well, but it begins much more before, 3 days before the new moon. So this is like a slight difference, and what it allows us to give is that the dark moon gives us the time or the choice to go into the darkness before we go into the, the renewal cycle of the new lunar month. So, and then this is also dark moon is also one of the most underutilized. I feel it is one of the most underutilized phases of the lunar cycle, because when I studied my, when I began my journey with the moon cycles, I think the most focus was on the new moons and the full moons, and it worked very well, and nothing wrong with that. And the more I started working with the dark feminine energy, the more I began to resonate with the dark moon energy, and hence my research and practice became much more deepened into that. And so a lot of ancient schools and feminine mystery schools mention the dark moon phase as the time where the time of dormancy. So if new moon is the time of renewal, rebirth, so the dark moon is the time before the renewal, which is like the death itself, before you allow yourself to enter the new lunar cycle. So I'm glad that we are, by choice, allowing ourselves to go into this phase so that we can head into the new cycle, into the lunar cycle, with a little bit more support from the depth of our own psyche. So just checking in. There is a dog barking in my background. Please ignore that if you can. I hope that's not disturbing. There's a puppy that doesn't shut up entire day, my neighbor. So before we go into the ritual space, I want to also ask you a question, and I would love to hear from you. What is your relationship with the dark feminine? Please share with me if you have an ongoing relationship with the dark feminine, or is this something you are beginning to explore, or you are curious, or is there any resistance? So I'm curious to hear from you. If you can type in the chat. I know Heidi is here. We've been to the Dark Feminine retreat, and so I know your answer to the Taurian and the Dark Feminine energy. Tammy is just exploring. Yes, that's a very beautiful stage to be. What I like to always say is that the Dark Feminine is this unconscious part of the feminine. And what is more important is to recognize that it is nothing bad. It is simply the unconscious part of you wanting to become conscious, and it has its own purpose. So there is no duality, like good or bad, to it. And when we approach the work of the dark feminine, the best way to enter that space is from a space of non-judgment, from a space of being able to see and accept those parts of yourself, because these give you wisdom. This part is the part of your personal power, and it is an important insight into yourself, but also your relationship with others and in life in general. Yeah, Heidi, yeah, she's terrifying. I know she's terrifying. Christina have done the room rage. Yeah, this is another good time to go into the Tandav ceremony, Christina, if you have some time later in the beginning of this lunar cycle, so you can repeat that process. Bhavini, I've always had depression, suicidal feelings, and in therapy for a long time. I've always worked with my death instinct, so dark feminine resonates. Yeah, and what I like to also say that when we like the dark feminine energy is really interesting because we most of the times enter into this journey with some kind of judgment, and then it leads to little bit information about the dark feminine, and then we go into the fear, as Heidi said, that when we begin to see, we might feel some kind of fear. It might be terrifying, but then the next stage is just curiosity, because curiosity is a space of innocence, and that is what she is asking of us. For a long time, especially thanks to the patriarchy, the dark feminine has been casted out, and there are plenty of ancient dark feminine goddesses like Hecate, Isis, Magdalene, Lilith, Kali. They all have their own purpose and archetypal energy that we are called to embrace. But they bring the fierceness, but they also bring a very opposite aspect, which is the unconditional acceptance of all that is. So, hence, I invite us to enter this space with non judgment and with the eyes of curiosity. Let us see. So, if we have our let's begin. Enough of talking. Let's begin. So, if you have your candle, maybe you can light it. I always like to begin rituals with candle, lighting a candle. It marks our illuminating our presence, as I like to say. And if you have any incense that can enhance your sacred space, you can do that. So I would love you to also have your essential oil around. We will go into a presencing practice. And I do not have a candle, but I'm going to light an incense because I'm sitting under a fan and the candle will blow off, which is why I'll go into burning an incense to mark the beginning of this ritual for me. So whatever it is for you in this moment, and I'm using the dragon's blood um, incense for this occasion. So I'm curious if you're lighting a candle or if you have an incense, if this is something that is special to you. If not, that's fine too. And if you've already done this, I invite you to close your eyes. So I'm sending you some dragon blood smoke across time and space in the ether as we begin our ritual. And hi, Diaz Palo Santo, yes. That's one of my favorite smudging things. So I'm going to put this in a place where it doesn't blow off. And if you have your essential oil, keep it handy. I will in a minute ask you to use the essential oil, so it's always good to have it handy. And before we go into using the essential oil, I invite us to close our eyes, and we will cast circle of protection for ourselves and for this ritual space so that we can bring back our energies inside of the circle and get connected with each other in the ether of our intentions. So, closing your eyes and imagining a purple circle around you. And just noticing your breath. How's your breath? Nothing to do, nothing to change. How is your breath in this moment? Simply noticing the inhale and exhale. And imagining yourself sitting in this beautiful circle of protection. And with every exhale, you are expanding this circle. So at your own pace, taking a deep breath in. And as you exhale, the circle is becoming bigger, including you and your sacred space. Continuing to breathe and continuing to expand the circle. And imagining all the sisters who are present right now coming into one big circle of protection. As you continue to breathe and exhale deeply. The circle becoming bigger and bigger, containing all of us sisters present inside one bubble, gathered here in one circle, also including all those sisters who will be joining us in the replay. Circle has enough space for all of us to hold all of us in protection as we explore the dark moon in Taurus today. Noticing your breath and feeling into your intention, that nudge that brought you here today. What was it that you left everything else behind and chose to be here right now in this moment, tuning into that intention? And simply feeling that infusing your circle with your intention, that nudge that brought you here today. Simply feeling your intentions, noticing your breath, and gently opening your eyes. You can, if you have your anchor object, any object that I invited you to bring along that will mark you in this ritual. So I have my Isis that I want to have with me in this circle. And this will serve as a reminder to me after this circle is over. And when I place it in my altar, it will remind me of what I had experienced inside this circle of protection today. So you can have it in your vicinity around you. And I would also love to hear from you what it is that you chose to bring along as your anchor object. Oh, okay. I can see some nice tone that one is. So, throughout the lunar cycle, there will be moments where we will be hit hard because life hits us back, and we may dwindle away from our intentions or whatever we are processing here. And this anchor object will always serve as this, reminding rock, crystal picked from the beach in Turkey, Egyptian scarab, okay, rose quartz, yeah, amazing. Now, if you have your essential oil, we'll do some anointing. Taurus is all about the physical and the sensual indulgence of the physical as well. So I invite us to go into nourishment of our temple body through our senses, and this is one way. I am inviting us to take our essential oil, and we will anoint two particular spots that I'm feeling called today as part of our time together. So you can dab some essential oil on your fingers and anoint your throat. You can simply place your finger with the oil on your throat and anoint in circular direction and then anti-circular. And allow yourself to also feel the smell. Tune into the smell of this. Remembering to breathe gently. Always remembering feeling your breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. We're going to take some more of the essential oil. And we're going to dab at the back of our neck here. So this is, I've spoken about it before, the Alta Major Chakra, your psychic connection to the goddess energy. And we're going to anoint this entry point of the goddess. Then I invite you to bring our hands. If you want, you can dab some essential oil on your palm. And you take one hand on your forehead and the other hand at the back, like this. And simply holding yourself there. For a few seconds, closing your eyes. And let's take 3 breaths together. Deep breath in through the nose. Deep, deep down into the belly. And exhale through the mouth. Once again, deep breath in through the nose. Pull it down to the belly. And exhale using your mouth. One last time, deep breath in through your nose. And exhale through your mouth. And now simply noticing your breath, the natural flow of your breath. sure your jaws are relaxed. You can open your mouth slightly to relax your jaws. And this process of holding yourself this way calms your vagus nerve, calms your nervous system, one of the ways to get fully present and relaxed in your body. And whenever you feel ready, you can simply gently open your eyes, have a sip of water, and I invite you to unmute yourself, speak your name out loud, and share one word that is present with you right now. So I'll go first. Jonita, peace.
Heidi, self-love.
Tammy, hope.
Bhavini, patient.
Spiral, wisdom.
Christina, grounding.
Holding.
So feeling into all of these energies inside our circle of protection. Welcome once again. So let's dive right into the dark moon in Taurus. So as I begin to speak about the energies that are present with Taurus, what I invite you is to become really present with your body. And in one of the ways you can do so is maybe holding her in comfort in any ways as you're listening. So you feel the reaction and response of your body, or else you can have your journal to write down anything that comes through your stream of consciousness as I speak about various energies, because oftentimes these things resonate or not, or maybe something else pops up, and that's the beauty of this work. So what I like to usually do is I like to have my hand, either in my heart, or I'm just holding my womb and I'm listening to any transmission this way. It keeps me in my body. So Taurus is the earth sign. As we know, most of us know, it's the earth sign. So it is a very grounded energy, very sustaining energy. So the invitation that this lunar cycle gives us is to slow down, which is obviously the thing. Every new moon or dark moon is an invitation to slow down. But when the lunar cycle is particularly in one of the earth signs, which is like Taurus, for example, then the invitation is to go a little bit further down into it. Okay, so get really grounded and slow or still like a rock, like the earth. So if you are feeling, or if you have been feeling like doing nothing for the next few days, then don't beat yourself up, because this could be the invitation for restoration. So give that space for restoration give that space for you, your body, to naturally want to come out of that restoration rather than you forcing. So, and whilst you are doing that, I know most of us find this very difficult to just remain still and not do much, um, or find time for stillness. And if you feel a bit hesitant and you have a busy lifestyle and you think like, I have so much to do anyways, and how can I be still? Intentionally create time for stillness, and in that moment of stillness you can begin to also visualize, dream, or desire how you can add more sustainability to your life, because the Taurus sign in itself is, as I said, very grounded and sustaining energy. It's one of the most reliable energy. So feel into if there is any space in that you are feeling this way, that you're doing too much, or you need to slow down, or you feel like doing nothing. So feel if it is true for you or not, because that's the invitation of the Taurus. And Taurus is also represented by the bull energy, which is again another example of strength and persistence and resilience. So the Taurus is energy is also one of the most persistent in the rest of the zodiac. So this lunar cycle also gives us a good energy to materialize our ideas into completion, to get things done, to persist and get things done. So once again, feel into if there are things that you have been procrastinating upon for quite of some time, or if there have been unfinished projects, and it's just there at the back of your head and you know this. So this energy is present. You can call upon this Taurus bull energy during this time of this lunar cycle to bring completion to at least one or two things that is holding space at the back of your mind. Another energy which is very interesting and a lot of us will resonate with the Taurus is that Taurus energy is the archetype of the lover, and that's why the goddess Aphrodite is represented by this zodiac. And this invitation for us is to indulge into earthly pleasures, through our five senses, to appreciate the physicality of things, appreciate beauty inside of us, outside of us, indulge in sensual pleasures to nourish our physical self. So truly honoring the goddess in ourselves. So again, feel into if this is something that you have been feeling and you know that yeah, but you haven't come across, you haven't found the time yet to gift yourself some time, some indulgence, some adornment, then this is an invitation that is present, and you can gift yourself some sensual, physical, earthly pleasures. And this doesn't actually have to be sexual, but why not? But sensual pleasures sometimes is just allowing yourself to drink some water really slowly and feeling every drop literally nourishing your body, so taking time to eat slowly, to drink water slowly, or you can do this in very little small ways as well. So so let me know if any of this is present, because what happens is that, again, as I said about different energies for different lunar cycles, we already begin to feel these, that I must be doing this, I should be doing this, but we don't do it, and it creates a lot of confusion. And in the northern hemisphere, this is the time of the rising energy, the spring, and nature itself is in its full blossom. we just finished last week the Beltane, which is another sexual fiery energy. So Taurus is full of this sensual pleasure and this goddess Aphrodite energy, along with the bull. So not so that we don't lose ourselves. So yes, that's like what Taurus represents. Now, what I want to particularly talk today is the dark feminine energy, and the dark feminine energy is present in all of us who are present in a woman's body in particular. It becomes very much active, louder than normal days during the dark moon phases, just because as a woman we are connected to the rhythms of the moon. And the dark moon in Taurus is also represented by the energy of the dark goddess Lilith. So I'm curious if you are familiar with Lilith's energy, if you are familiar with this goddess, let me know in the chat. That'll be great. In our week-long Reclaim the Power of Your Dark Feminine, we work closely with the Lilith energy in terms of sexuality. However, there is much more to it. So Lilith, if you look into the stories, Lilith was the first woman. So Adam, before he had Eve, he used to have Lilith, and there are a lot of legends around that Lilith would not subside to the demands of the masculine Adam, and she left the Garden of Eden, whatever the story was. So she left. She was outcasted. So she ran away. She left. And then Adam was given a much more submissive woman, which became the Eve. So there are quite a lot of legend around Lilith. When you begin to read about the stories, you will see, especially in Judaism and in Hebrew culture. So Lilith is the goddess. Then she became as this goddess that must be, you must fear that goddess because she's mad, she's crazy. But here today, I invite us to maybe I should do a storytelling of Lilith sometime inside the Facebook group so we can relate to it. But in general, the archetypal energy of Lilith is that she is this woman who tends to do things outside of the box, who questions norms, who doesn't simply follow. She was the first woman, yes, Heidi. So she doesn't simply follow. She questions norms, and she seeks freedom. Oh my God, it's becoming really smoky here, so I need to move this. She questions, she seeks freedom. And so this energy, this archetype is known as this path, which is less traveled. And she is this feminine energy that she knows she is gifted for more than what the society tells her to be. Basically, Lilith is this energy that brings out your internal limits in front of you. So she actually shows you your own weaknesses, if you call it weaknesses, but I would say internal limits that we have placed upon ourselves. And she takes us on a ride to all those hidden blockages around that energy with fierce love. So, in short, this dark goddess represents our hidden personal power, that part of us that often we are afraid to face or step into ourselves, mainly because we think what others will say, or mainly because, like Lilith, we would be outcasted from the society, or like Lilith, we would be named as some, demon. Yeah, she was called as like a demon, a witch. If you see her her statues, she has been depicted like a demon in many of the old statues. So we have this fear within ourselves about our hidden power, which is the hidden Lilith energy within ourselves. But what is more important for us right now is to understand this power, not for others, but at least for ourselves. So which is why working with the Lilith energy and tasting our own power by ourselves is a way to build the trust with our dark feminine energy. So there was like an interesting legend. I got reminded of it and I'll quickly talk about it, about Lilith. So the first woman. So basically, there are plenty of legends, but I like to say this story. So Lilith was the first woman. So she always followed what Adam liked in terms of sexual act. So she would always follow him, his directions, his instructions, and one day she just got upset with the fact that, excuse me, I'm just not an object, and I also have some desires, and I want it this way, and I want you to do this for me and this, and apparently Adam was really upset because he then felt that he was not the one leading. So he so they had a fallout, and Lilith was thrown out of Adam's space, and Adam requested for a much more submissive woman, which came in the form of Eve. So that's one of the legends, and you can get an idea of this character. Basically, this character is known much more for her sexuality, but in totality, she is this archetypal energy that is not afraid to ask for what she wants, and she's not afraid to question why we do things the way we do things, and she is not afraid to show up in her power. Sounds like my ex-husband. Yeah, a lot of women would say that, we have this, and which is why when you work with this lit energy, one of the easiest way to work with her is to work with your sexuality. So yeah, that's one of the small stories. So today, right now, we are talking about the dark feminine aspect that this energy and this Taurus can bring up, for us. And once again, as I share with you, I want us to feel into what resonates for you right now. I want to share 3 important dark feminine energies. And as you hear them, go into non-judgment. Go into it with a space of not judging yourself, and simply noticing if it is true for you or not. Allow yourself to fully feel and become honest, because remember, you're doing this for yourself. And if you resonate with all of these 3, so I invite us to, out of the 3, just choose one, and we will work with that for the purpose of our circle. But if you resonate with all of these 3, then you can repeat this process with yourself later on anyways. So one of the first and the foremost dark feminine energies of the Taurus is the resistance to change. And again, those who have heavy Taurus energy in their charts will feel that, and I am one of them, and I know how much I had to come to terms with that. I hated change. I would fear change. I was such a planner. I would always plan things, and things have to go according to my plans, and if they don't, then I will have to plan something else. So it was all about planning so that I will not be put into impromptu situations. So one of the biggest dark feminine energy is the resistance to change. And and this may show up in various forms. This may show up in forms like resistance to trying something new, because it may feel unknown. Again, it's the fear of the dark, the unknown. It may also come from a fear of there is not enough, so I can be provided for at all times. The resistance to change can also show up in the form of procrastination for existing ideas. And this is one of the very unhealthy aspect of the feminine. What happens is that when we begin to work with the feminine energy, and suddenly this, this untapped resource just opens within us, and we are, in this, enjoying this feminine energy, enjoying our creativity, and we have several creative ideas, but we do not come to completion to any one of them. We leave things half done. So this is one of the major dark feminine energy of the Taurus. So let me know if this resonates with you at this point. If there is something in your life right now, Taurus rising, yes, Heidi, and yeah. So let me know if there is anything in your life right now that you know, as I'm speaking, feel into what is present for you. Yeah, if there is something that you are resisting, and you are using procrastination as a means, or you are running away for something, you're just going into one creative project to other, you're not interested in looking into a new perspective, trying something new. So I know this energy very well, and I still up to like I still regularly struggle with this energy of I think I'm becoming better in managing change now that my life is upside down since I left London. So it has been a test. There is no stability, and I have to always remind myself, like, okay, the resistance to the unknown is very, very present for me, and I'm navigating and I'm learning that very much. So doesn't resonate. Oh, that's really good, Tammy. And so you can also look at if there is any kind of resistance to change. Also can be in the form of procrastination, as I said, for any existing ideas. So materializing the idea, because Taurus is the material energy. So you may have things in your head and you're not materializing it. Um, the second dark feminine, very prominent energy of Taurus is some kind of hedonism or possessiveness kind of thing, which is more about using our pleasure to numb our feelings, and it could be some, if it is present right now, if there are any ways where you are numbing yourself, emotional eating, or if you are just being too busy socializing. Well, that's not possible these days as much, but still, you're too busy being around people or talking to people, or just trying to run away from yourself, not giving yourself this time is also some kind of way of numbing your feeling. Another way of this using pleasure to numb feelings is the opposite of the lover archetype, which is when we go into relationship, we kind of like lose ourselves in love, so we are not able to see our individuality here. We just want to suck from the love relationship. So I'm going to read some comments here. Old business is old for me, but stepping through to the unknown is scary. Yeah. No stability since I left my capital city, trying to move back, but didn't materialize the move yet. Working too hard on things that that are not really serving. Yeah, yeah, and working, being too busy into something that you're just doing for the sake of doing. And that you're just doing for the sake of doing. The good thing about the dark feminine energy is that she's always speaking to us. We choose when to listen, and most of the times we just choose not to listen because it's just too much of work to deal with her, to be honest, on a regular day, which is why we are given this time in the lunar cycle. So nothing to feel bad about. I'm keeping I'm busy because it stops me with dealing with emotions. Yeah, keeping busy is a very good way of numbing So that can be some kind of like mental pleasure for us. So, using some or the other kind of pleasure to numb our feelings. And the third and the most important dark feminine energy that is present with the Taurus is the energy of the drama queen. And what this means is the energy that like we unconsciously, I'm not saying we do it like but many times unconsciously emotionally manipulate people around us for love and attention, not in a harmful way, not to cause them harm, but we're simply doing this because we want to fill a hole inside of us. So, or we want to be loved more, we want to be seen more, we want to be accepted more. So we will create like the emotional drama so that we are seen and heard and given more attention. And what we will do is we will dramatize our feelings in front of our loved ones and people you meet and friends. So we kind of like colorize the situation because we long for that attention, and that's one of the dark feminine energies. And the feminine is very capable of emotionally manipulating people for love and attention, because this is one of the core needs of the feminine: to be loved, to be seen, to be heard, to be accepted. Yeah. So this, when we go into the unhealthy way of the feminine, we use our emotions to unconsciously. Many people do it consciously as well, but given the people that are here, I believe that oftentimes we have done it in the past. I don't believe anyone not doing that. I think all of us have had this level of drama queen within us. I think this is me. Yeah, I think all of us have had this experience. We just want to be loved and seen and heard. So we colorize the situation. No harm to others, but we know why we are doing it. We don't have to, when we meet someone, our loved one, when we greet each other, so we kind of represent ourselves like the damsel in distress, like, oh my god, and now this and now this. So this is kind of an emotional manipulation, because what we are doing is basically puking our unresolved emotions into people that we meet, or people who are around us, because we don't know how to process it ourselves. So let me know if if this resonates in any ways. Get depressed, create headaches. Yeah. Yeah, depression, like I can relate to it very well, because I was one of those drama queens, in a very innocent way again. just because I wanted more love, so I would act like the weak one. Yeah, to so that people around me can feel sorry for me, and then that would make me feel loved. So we all have done it. But when I'm sharing all these things, what is important is to notice if there's any piece that is present right now. Because the work of the dark feminine is to, break layers. And these things could be something that you've always worked with and you have moved on to, but it can also be always present. And there's no right and wrong with that. So I want us to pick up at least one among the three that you felt that came for you right now, a present circumstance that is fully alive, and you know that this dark feminine energy is fully alive right now, and you think that, okay, time to look into it for now, at least in this circle that we have. So what among these three dark feminine energy of Taurus resonates the most with you at present? You don't have to share with me. If you want, you can share too, but you don't have to. But this is deep work, and you are looking into the depths of wisdom within yourself, which normally you would probably ignore or not listen to. So now is the time to really get honest with yourself. Choose one. And drama queen. Okay, thanks for sharing. It's nice to see this openness here. And the trust. Thank you. Resistance to change. Yes, yes. I'm actually, for me, that is present. Resistance to change. And the drama queen. Yeah. So if you have honed down one of the aspects, or as I was sharing, if something else came up for you, so that's also a sign. So don't blindly, ideally follow me, but listen to yourself, listen to your feminine. And if you have honed down one of those aspects, then I want us to go a little bit deeper. You can close your eyes right now in this moment and feel into how this aspect is playing out in your everyday right now. Close your eyes and let those pictures come, or let those thoughts or awareness show up. And all you have to do is simply breathe, exhale gently through the mouth. If you feel that you said resistance to change, so how is it acting up? How are you acting up in your daily life that makes you feel, that shows up as this aspect? How is it playing out for you? So without any judgment, simply getting super honest with you, just feel into this. And if you, Bhavini, if you're feeling all of these three, which is also good to work with, you can choose one for now, so we can break down the layers of our work in this circle, in our time together, and then you can repeat at your own pace. So tuning into how this aspect is showing up in your life, how you are acting, how your decision making is because of this, how you're showing up to your commitments, how you're showing up for people, the tasks that you have to do, what is it costing you. Just allow pictures to come, thoughts to come, for those who are not visual. And now I want us to feel into this question. What might I believe that would cause me to feel this way? Yeah, so if you are feeling resistance to change, what might I believe? What do I believe that would cause me to feel resistance to change? Yeah. So what might I believe that would cause me to feel like a drama queen? Yeah. What might I believe that would cause me to feel resistance to unknown? And again, the first thoughts that are coming into, that's information and gem there. Simply feeling into that. So first we hone down an aspect of the dark feminine energy of the Taurus. Then we go a layer deeper to find out one small belief that brings up this aspect in you. Again, it's not about right and wronging yourself, simply awareness. One small belief. You may believe that, for example, if you are resisting to change, you may believe that it's going to be a lot of hard work, or the belief may be that you just can't, you won't be able to handle it, or you have no support. So whatever that belief is coming, if your word is drama queen, then your belief could be because, as I said, you want to be seen, you want to feel safe, or you feel people don't love you, or you feel insecure. So whatever is this, feel into that. And you can keep your eyes closed. We will go into a small practice here. Yeah, thanks for sharing, sister. I believe that I'm likely to fail if I follow the path of the unknown. I believe I'm not ready to go down that path. Yeah. So, and simply holding your belief as an awareness. Okay, I began saying about the dark feminine. She doesn't want you to, heal her. She wants you to become conscious of her. It's about allowing yourself to feel that feeling so the resistance melts away. To make those feelings okay. So as you're sitting, closing your eyes, feeling that uncomfortable feeling in your body. And feeling okay with that. There's no running away. And making those feelings okay. So you can even say out loud in your space, I am allowed to feel this. So whatever that feeling is, whatever the belief is, you think. So for example, I'm allowed to feel that I will fail. Because the truth is you are allowed to feel it. What you do with the feeling is another thing. So whatever your belief that is coming up, simply feeling in totality. And at your own space, start speaking out loud that I am allowed to feel that I will not complete what I do, what I commit to. I'm allowed to feel that I'm not ready yet. So allowing yourself to feel what is present. That's the work of the dark feminine. She's asking you to face that you don't want to face. And as you're saying this, notice your breath. It's very important that we are not tightening our jaws in tension or stress. So making sure we are always exhaling with the mouth, keeping the mouth slightly open so our jaws will relax. And this uncomfortable feeling, tune into if there is any heaviness present in your body, if this feeling brings some kind of heaviness in your body, maybe your jaws are tightening as you're saying and feeling this, maybe your shoulders are feeling heavy, or maybe your heart is feeling heavy, maybe you feel something in your womb as you say, wherever it is in your body. Feeling this feeling, and you can bring your hands to any part of your body that you feel requires safety right now as you're feeling this feeling. This feeling underneath your resistance, your drama. Breathing from your nose and relaxing your jaws, exhaling through the mouth. Continuing to feel. The more we bring presence into the depth of this darkness, of this feeling, we will realize it is only a story that we tell ourselves. Because in totality, you are pure, unconditional love. You are worthy. And you are always supported. You have always been supported. And if you can, see if you can bring a little gentleness to this dense feeling. Because this feeling is just a story that you're telling yourself. This feeling does not define you, it's simply an awareness. An awareness becoming aware. And you can use your hand touching any part of your body right now to bring safety to your body, to bring your presence, to bring your energy of pure unconditional love. We may want to transform our dark feelings, but transformation is the byproduct of full acceptance first. And your dark feminine invites you to be here, to sit with this uncomfortable feeling. And if you can relax into this feeling with your breath, with your exhale, bringing a gentle smile to your face, and simply becoming aware of this feeling. There's nothing for you to do in this moment but to fully feel. It's simply a message. And you can bring your hands to any part of the body that requires safety, touch, assurance from you of your pure essence. Your heart is pure, and you are allowed to feel all that you feel. It is okay. Feeling the divinity of your body, feeling into how she wants you to move this energy, where she wants to be touched, to bring safety back, to remind herself of your pure essence. And in this moment, you can offer a little prayer to the Divine Mother, to the Dark Mother. You can say something like, I am open to receiving your blessing, your wisdom, your guidance. And you can continue to give yourself this gentle touch, speaking with the Dark Mother, I'm open to receive your guidance. And tuning into any whisper that comes to you in this moment. As you're holding your body in safety, in love. relaxing your jaws. Sense if there is a message for you from the Divine Mother, the Dark Goddess. You might want to smile, you might want to move your body in any ways, you might want to give her some comforting touch. It's like you mothering yourself. It's like the goddess is mothering you through you. And what is the message for you from her? Simply sensing. Always remembering you are protected. And as you sit inside this circle of protection, you can infuse this message into this circle energy, into this circle of protection that you have created for yourself today in this time together. If you have received any whisper, any message, you can speak out that loud into this circle in your own space. What does she have to say about your resistance to change, about your drama, about your possessiveness? Infusing the circle with your message. And if you feel complete, you can imagine this circle of protection that we casted earlier becoming smaller and smaller. And with every breath, the circle is becoming smaller, bringing you back to your individuality, your individual space. And this small circle then returns back to your heart. You can bring your hands to your heart and reminding yourself of this journey from recognizing that one dark feminine energy to the belief underneath it, to the comfort that you gave to yourself, and to the message that you sensed from the Divine Mother. And when you feel ready, you can come back to our circle. And if anyone would like to share, if there's something came up or some message, we'll give a minute here for people to come back. And if there is any way we all can celebrate you, your awareness, your dark feminine, please feel free to type in the chat. let's read what Heidi has to say. I got that I was not good enough, always had to prove myself and having to be responsible for everyone around me. I felt humor coming through, like I was being told it's not something I do all the time, so stop being a drama queen. It's a gift to be able to laugh at ourselves, not in a way of ridiculing, but we genuinely recognizing that. So yeah, thank you for sharing. Yeah, Heidi, I feel you. So I think this is a good moment to do an oracle reading. If anyone would be interested, I have. If you have a message that came up for you in this practice, any message from the Dark Mother, the Dog Goddess that came up, finish the book that I've been writing and have. Yes, I know about that book. Yes, we are waiting. It's been a while. Yes, please. There's so much strength in spirit coming from everyone. Thank you, sister, for going into. So, how do I pronounce your name? Iril? Is that right? Iril? Yeah, okay.
Iral.
Iril.
It's Iral like spiral. Yes.
Iril. Okay, thank you for correcting me.
Thank
I'm
you.
almost finished. Okay. Scared to finish. Time to use the bull energy. Time to use your rising to finish. So I was guided to choose the Magdalene Oracle card deck to pull out a message. Some of you may have this with you. If anyone would like a reading, I would love to give. Tammy, yes. Okay, just type in yes and I will. Tammy, this one is for you, sister. The resurrection, does it? So if you remember your card, the resurrections, if you remember your card, I'm happy to send you the text that comes with it in the guidebook. It will not be a good use of our time for me to read out all of that too. But Tammy, this one is for you and hopefully it means something, the resurrection. And I'm happy to give you the message along. Just write to me with the name of your card. Heidi, this one is for you. Ah. Do I need to give any explanation? Miracles. I love the symbology. There's the ark. Plenty of Egyptian symbology. So whatever your inquiry and communion with the Divine Mother was, this could be, the oracle reading could be yet another confirmation or declaration. Christina, this one is for you. Woo. Quite a sensual, sexual, sacred sexuality. You can see the big smile on your face. Faye, sister, this one is for you. As I said, if you want me to send you the message, then please PM me on Facebook. Wow. Illumination for you, Faye. very beautiful illustration. Iril, this one is for you. Gaia. So there's a special message for you from Gaia. And Kim, this one is for you, sister. Liberation. Another very beautiful illustration. So it is interesting, whatever message you have received, again, the work needs to be done in the way you have to do something with it. So whatever message you have received, sometimes non-action is also a kind of doing, and you can feel into what is really true for you. Some of the things that you can do to enhance the Taurus energy or to call upon the Taurus energy with whatever your action or inspired message is. So I'm going to share some. So one of the things is meditate with a flower. Again, the Taurus is about beauty and earth and sensuality, and flowers really open up your heart chakra. So if you're feeling any blockages or any fear, again, around your dark feminine, then you can meditate with the flower. And one really simple way is to just take a flower. You can either hold it and meditate, or simply just sit in stillness, just holding the flower. I like to place it sometimes on my breasts or on my womb or on my yoni, depending on whatever my intention is. So that's one of the ways that you can amplify, call upon the Taurus energy with whatever you want to work this lunar cycle as you're setting your intentions. You can also get close to the earth by, putting your hands and feet on earth, hugging a tree. Another thing is, since again Taurus is about beauty, so it's about also appreciating beauty around you, and especially in people around you. In that ways, what you're doing is you're actually giving someone permission to see their beauty, and in doing so you are amplifying your own beauty. So it's a fun activity to go appreciate beauty in people around you in any small ways. It doesn't have to be a physical appearance. And another thing you can do is notice your own beauty. Give yourself more time to simply look into yourself in the mirror and simply look, maybe adorn yourself, do some eye gazing, wear clothes that represent you. And I feel like every lunar cycle we have different intentions, and our different intentions require different sense of energy. So wear and adorn yourself those ways which truly represent you. So that's what I wanted to share today in this space with you. Where can we write for the message? On Facebook, yes, or email. You will get the response tomorrow, for sure. But really, yes. I didn't see your message. I'm just seeing it right now. I'll pull up a card for you. Okay. Very interesting one. The Lovers. So I hope it resonated in some ways. So if there is any question that came up, this is the moment to ask before we close the call. If not, I invite us to once again tune into any word that we are taking from the circle. We came with a word, and now we have shifted some energy, and we can take one word with us from the circle. So you can feel into your heart and you can speak that out loud in the same way you spoke the word in the beginning. So your name and the word, And with that, if you have no questions, then we can wrap up this time. And okay, I'll go first. Jonita, and my word is beauty. Very strong. Make sure you unmute yourself. Yeah, Heidi. Yeah.
I'm Heidi, and my word is courage.
Tammy, and my word is fulfillment.
Ailani, and my word is beauty.
Yeah.
Christina, and my word is hope.
Iral, and my word is open.
Bhavini, and my word is can.
And we can all take a deep breath in, soaking in this vortex that we have created together of beautiful divine feminine energy from across time and space. Offering gratitude that we allowed ourselves this time. Offering gratitude to ourselves. And thank you to each one of you being here, sharing this space. Thank you for your time, your beautiful presence, all the sharing. I am super happy to see you all here, and I hope that you are able to take this message and within a couple of days go into the new moon intention setting. But remember this message, because this will act as a foundation. Take your anchor piece, maybe write a note next to your anchor piece, put it on your altar, and keep reminding yourself. And I will be in the Facebook group following up on intentions and how we are keeping up with whatever we have received in this time together. You're welcome, Heidi. So nice to see you again. Okay, so that's it from me here. Thank you very much. If you have no questions, we will end the call now. Bye, sisters.
Thank you, Jonita. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.